Well, we're gonna do something a little different today. Well, on this one, starting to branch out a little bit. Still doing the music, but you know, we're gonna go with Miss Shoe on Head. I like Shoe. She is funny, talented. I'll leave it there. And she did this video on "Is this the average male fantasy?" Well, I may have a little insight on this because I am a male. Last time I checked, anyways. And let's see if we can either show a little enlightenment on it or, you know, take away some of the more falsehoods, if you will.
Men. What
Yes.
do they want?
What do we
Money,
want?
status,
Yep.
fast, expensive cars? What is
Some.
the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame, fortune, 3 hot chicks at once?
Now, I'm going to speak on this a little bit. Because when in my younger years, my teen years, I think all of us had this fantasy, but the older you get, the more practical you're like, nah, not so much. For me, anyways. I grew up and yeah, no. These three, man, not so much either. I mean, they are okay looking, I guess, but not my type. So that saying, would I do three? Yeah, no, because my wife would kill me for one thing, and two, probably not. It's too much going on. Too much going on for me.
Hell yeah, brother. No,
Hell yeah,
according
brother.
to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
We are simple creatures. Ladies, if you don't know, we are simple creatures. We may look complex. We may stare off and you're wondering what we're thinking about. We are thinking about nothing. When we say we're thinking about nothing, we are literally out of our head thinking about nothing.
This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Men are the reason you have nice things. Let's get this straight. And yes, men do like an emotional attachment. Well, most average men do. You got some of the cucks. That's their problem. But yeah, love, laugh, have a good time. Yeah. Fetish ways because she's in a wheelchair. I mean, there is fetishes out there for everything. The average male fantasy.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post.
Yeah, I do have a Twitter. Try to stay away from it because one, I don't know what I can get very angry and I do have a mouth and I do run it. But yeah. But let's see what this post is about.
A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while
Yeah, but the first thing women see that, oh, you're using a wheelchair, it's just a fetish. No. I don't know why to this day and age, women think that men don't need love. We do. Take it from a red-blooded, fully male all his life. I can be sensitive. Do I show it in the public? No. Cut my arm off, will I cry? No. Put me in an ambulance when nobody's around, I'll bawl like a baby. It's just how we're wired, people.
many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic.
again, why did they just go straight to the wheelchair? Why didn't they go, oh, the guy has an emotional attachment, got to know the lady and the woman and started having feelings. They both start having feelings together. They enjoy their time. Why do they focus on the negative? Just to make men look bad. That's what kills me about it.
Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual,
I bet.
to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps.
Oh, women, if you got a lonely epidemic, you did it to yourself. You want to be a boss bitch, we don't want to deal with it. I'm telling you straight up. I don't want some dominating woman yelling, thinking they're going to do this, that, and that. I have been married 20-something years. We have a good relationship. It's worked well all this time. I would, if heaven forbid something happened to my wife right now and I had to start all over. From what I see, these women online, I would be lonely for a long time. I guarantee you that.
Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving.
Oh, she went right into that, didn't she? Let's see what this is about.
You ever just accept that some
Oh my god, it's a blonde shoe.
products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades.
That's why I have a beard a lot. Yeah, or I shave once a week. I'm at a job where I don't have to shave all the time, which is good because I do get bad razor burn under my neck like that.
And you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is on a mission to improve shaving, with no gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision
That's pretty cool. And I was a CNC operator and programmer in my early years, so that did look, really don't add too much. I just want to say it.
allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave.
My boy, why are you shaving? You do not have a beard. You do not have facial stubble. You don't got hair on your body. What is going on?
Every time. And here's the best part.
I can shave within 5 hours, have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So if you're tired of razor burn and overpaying for blades, now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right?
No, I would never skip the ad. I don't want you mad at me. I bet you she could be mean. No, miss you. I watched the ad.
Now, let's get back to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Never watched
Legoshi,
Beastars.
best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime.
Ooh.
But because of this clip going viral,
Hi,
I
Shu.
watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit, and I completely understood what the...
Now, I will self-report here. I am a big burly man. I was training for my state strongman before I've had spine issues that started a couple years ago. I was in the military. I was deployed multiple times to many places. But I am man enough to say that I do get emotional at certain things. If I watch an anime or a movie or something, I don't know what it is. I think it's the older I get, the more I relate to things. When I was younger, you couldn't make me cry if you tried. You smashed me in the face with a baseball bat, which happened. I did get a broken jaw. Didn't cry. But now I watch an anime and like the protagonist or the hero's friend, like Kill Akame Kill, when in Curcio armor, he was flying around and went down, and Esdeath took him at the end because he died, and Esdeath was dying. I got emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I'm self-reporting that I am a big burly guy, but I got feelings.
tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it?
No.
Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry?
Because they don't want us happy. They want us to be... You can go on TikTok on Men's Health Day or month or week, whatever it was. Men don't deserve to be happy. Yeah, we do. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody. It is just my opinion.
At this post. Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding
Strap in. I can see the venom coming out here soon.
of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
Again, why do they go straight for the confetti? It's just an emotional contact with another human being.
Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like,
It was a self-report. These women that are doing this are so unhappy with their life choices and probably their 15 baby daddies. They cannot think of any other way of thinking about men, of being happy, having an emotional connection, and actually enjoying themselves.
as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous.
And a lot of guys, an ubu, waifu, anime character, yeah, I mean, I won't lie, it does get my beastly form going sometimes, but it's wholesome. I like wholesome women, I won't lie. With emotional connection, enjoy your time, long walks, or in that case, long carries. Hey.
She kind of has a foul mouth. She's very sassy and headstrong. She like straight up calls him her servant. But she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure.
And that's what you guys got to realize. Men can actually catch on to that sometimes. Not all of us. Some of us are oblivious to our feelings. But if you know they're depressed, we will go out. I have gone out of my way with people that's been depressed that I knew, strangers, and talked to them for hours just to make their. Or if I walk through the store and I see somebody that looks like they're having a bad time, I'm like, hey, how you doing, sir, ma'am? Just nice to meet you. Have a good day. And that right there can turn around anybody. I mean, you can have the worst day in the world if somebody just nicely. And people's done it to me. They've seen me out, and apparently I had a shitty look on my face. And how you doing today, sir? I'm like, oh, I'm doing all right. How are you? And then a little 5-minute conversation. I'm like, that was pretty nice. I felt a little better.
As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy.
Don't get me started on the Hallmark movies. My wife was infatuated with them for years. She would watch them, and I would get told to leave the room because, like, oh, another movie where a businesswoman comes back to the hometown, sees her high school crush that works on a farm now. But she has to get back because she's getting ready to get a promotion or a raise. She needs this thing done that he helps with for a local project. And then she realized true love was here, and she don't need the big city life. That's all of them. That's all of it. And she would go do something. I'm like, and I'd go out in the garage but she would just look at me and laugh, tell me to shut up, and go do something. I'm like, well, it's just how we are.
Male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead. He's already got his shit together. And
or, yeah, vice versa. But the one she watched, though, was always the woman being in the business life. May been, like, engaged to a corporate, the corporate's president's son, and she's going to be set for life, and all the stuffiness, all the lavish trips on private planes, and then she goes back to her little hometown that has like 200 people that live in it, or if that, and she sees the hot Studley farm boy trying to save his family farm, and she helps what she can. Then they have like a little disagreement, like, oh, she gets mad at him because he's not, or miscommunication somewheres, and one of them thinks they're not liking it, this, that, and that. Then all of a sudden, right before she's getting ready to leave, oh, that's not what he meant. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna stay here. Let's save the farm and live together. That's what and she knows it. But it made her happy. It made me happy to make fun of it, and we had a good laugh, and I get told to shut up and go do something. That's just how we operate.
She learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool.
And I know I'm going on a tangent, but one of them actually had the name of my hometown in it. I mean, the name in the state. And I'm like, I heard it, so I popped my head in. I'm like, did they really? She's like, yeah. And I'm looking at, they had like a little montage when they switched scenes about the roads and all that. I'm like, that is not our town. Our town does not look like that. It'd be cool if it did, but no. I didn't see no crackheads.
And sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime?
Yes, you have, Miss Yu. I can recommend you quite a bit. Watch Frieren. I am caught up. And I'm going to tell myself again, I do watch the dubs. I do not like watching subs. I have trouble reading. I'm dyslexic pretty bad. I have trouble reading, and I'd rather watch the show and listen to the voice actors than try to read. Yes, watch that. If you really want to get a kick out of some stuff, watch Chainsaw Man. I did not know it was going to go that way. I am caught up on it. That went kind of south. not south, but it went in a direction. I did not think it was going to be that perverted. I'm sorry. I like it though, but I didn't know it was going to be like, yeah, jeez. Oh, let's see what else. Akami Akio, good one.
This entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this.
Because again, they're self-reporting. They can't see somebody else being happy because they're unhappy. And so they got to pick apart that she's in a wheelchair and that he is only fantasizing because no.
The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist. The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Average men can be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle disabled person as their lover? Whoa, normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as—
What? Did I miss something in that? I'm disabled blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He said, I love you because you're you and you're make my days happier and drive you places and clean. Am I missing something? I think I am. Must be some satire I'm missing here. So
disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men.
yes, very small minority that if I ever see it in public, I will abuse them. I'm still a big boy, and I don't take that lightly. If I'm out and some guy hits his woman, or a puppy, or a kitty, I don't care if I get my ass whooped. I will stand up for him.
The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home.
To be fair, we take a shit after we get out of bed. It gets kind of stinky if not.
And wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 20—
If they talk about fetish, ain't there a book going around that caught traction on Book Talk about a woman working at a farm milking minotaurs? and women were throwing herself to read it. So, a fetish of a woman in a wheelchair is bad, but bestiality is good. Make it make sense, please.
25, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn! Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like... Or so I've been
Did you self-report there, Shu? Not judging, not judging.
told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy.
Like Twilight, bestiality or necrophilia? Take your pick.
This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But
Yep. Bottom line. Be with somebody that wants to be with you, that gets you, that enjoys you, that takes care of you, and you do the same. Like right now. I will tell myself a little bit more. I have had neck surgery. This is my second one in over a year. I got 4 vertebrae taken out, infusion, stuff like that. I'm in a neck brace. One of the things I cannot do is bathe myself right now. What does my wife do? Every day, I get in the shower. She hoses me down, washes me so I don't bend my neck and possibly do more nerve damage or, heaven forbid, worse, not be able to move any of my appendages. So I can get my shower, and she rinses me off, dries me off, and basically dresses me and takes care of me. This has been going on, goes on for 6 weeks. I would do the same for her. This is what it's all about.
more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives?
What?
Average male fantasy is a disabled child? More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy.
Yeah.
The guy is 22 and she is 24.
Ah.
In anime years, he is practically hag-maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way?
Yes, we are. We are simple creatures. We are emotional. Yeah, we are. I will admit, yes, we are. For all men everywhere, we do have a little bit of disabled, sometimes mentally, emotionally broken. Yes, we are.
At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties.
Yes, they are.
End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown.
She is disabled. She cannot stand up. People are stupid.
Adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the insta baddies, the e-thots, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane. As if that
You take the filters out there, not that. Yeah, no. For the hours just spent for them to look like that, too high maintenance for me.
wouldn't make you crash out. Like back in the day, you'd probably see like one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. Big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
What?
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some men.
Nah, I've been married 20-some years. I've never would ever think about doing that. And if the kid misbehaving, beat their ass. Take it back to old school. Teach your manners. Now, don't beat them, but, you know, if they do something where they deserve a little ass whooping, yeah, why not?
May be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe on Head audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
No.
I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind.
Yeah.
No more free speech.
There you go.
No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
What?
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I guess so.
Oh, look,
Damn.
more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
It is not.
So, here's the thing, that, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman. A woman. wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the
I hope
basic
so.
female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you? And
Yeah, I thought you guys wanted somebody to take care of you. I mean, can't have it both ways. And I don't know what this mentality of women are nowadays. Oh my goodness.
falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics?
Well, yes, I will take that. Hey, ladies, I am the hopeless romantic one. Come with me for a moonlit walk, a picnic by the shores. Might read you some poetry if I knew any poets. How about a nice dinner at a nice fancy restaurant that I can afford, which is probably a big McDonald's? Yes.
Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also,
Yes.
that aside,
Well,
there
it seems like
literally
anyways.
is a gender-swapped version of this story called
yeah?
Perfect World. It is a manga. Manga?
Manga.
Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs.
I come for you, Shu. It is manga.
Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible.
I would not leave my wife if something happens, but I knew she was going to not be with me no more. But I would probably push her away if I knew I was going to suffer and not be with her anymore. I don't want to see her. I don't know what would be worse, her to see me to suffer, or me pushing her away so she didn't see me suffer before I leave this wonderful world we live in now. Have I thought about that before? Yes. Do I think about it often? No. Do I like thinking about it? No. Have I made my choice on which one I would be able to live with myself? No. Would I rather die in battle protecting people like, say, her and go out with the blaze of glory? Yes. I don't know. I had to say it.
Marriage should be through sickness and through health, but that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it, but these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute,
Chen.
loving girlfriend is
To be fair, Chen is like my spirit animal. She is another one of my Oshis I like, and I found Miss Shu on Head through Scoo-chan doing a reaction like I am doing now. So Scoo, if you see this, hi. Miss Shu on Head, hi as well.
beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because
Yeah.
they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way.
What does the white monster taste like? I am curious. I have seen a lot of people fawning over that. Can somebody tell me what does the white monster? What flavor is it? I know, I'm not much on energy drinks, to be honest. To BH. There's a funny thing. Sometimes I say TBH, to be honest, because I used to watch Mike Tyson Mysteries on Comedy Central, on Cartoon Central, whatever it was called. And there's this skit where Mike Tyson was talking about something. He goes, TBH, to be honest. So I kind of say that now. So back to what I was saying. It's like, what's this white monster tastes like? I'm just curious. I have not bought one because I don't want to buy one and not like the flavor. That's my big thing.
First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man saying men.
He's not anymore. I'm pulling his man card. He's a traitor. No.
Or why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place. And
yes,
like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh God,
so
race.
Self-hating
white people.
I don't I don't understand the self-hating white people. I really don't. I can understand, to a slim margin hating your gender, but it's kind of dumb. Now if you hang around a bunch of dudes that are pieces of dookie that treat women like crap, yeah, I can see you kind of hating them like that, but self-hating your race is kind of dumb.
Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy.
Not me. I think it was a wholesome story, and I kind of liked it. I didn't get emotional, I swear. I didn't. I swear. Yeah, I mean.
It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it, this anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
What?
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
You need to get off the internet. You need to go touch some grass. You need to actually... You shouldn't have went to college and got brainwashed because you're a weak-willed individual. And I'm sorry about that. It's pausing to hear you. I know. I apologize.
You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded. She's not retarded. She has a spinal injury that's
Yeah.
not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these, like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these, I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah.
There's a fine line between true feelings and sympathy. You know. Have we all been simps at one time? Yeah, possibly. Would I admit it? No. Will I admit it now? No. Am I admit it watching this video? No. But I'm not. I like Miss You. He is entertaining and funny. And yes, boys, don't here's the line for simp for me. Here's what I consider a simp. You go online, you're watching a female booby streamer or lewd tuber, and you empty your fucking rent money bank account to thinking then so they call your name. Now if you want to sub to one, hey, $5 here, fine. But if you're dropping hundreds or thousands of dollars just because you like the way they look, because they got the booba, or they're showing the little bit of the booty cheeks, and you're getting all excited thinking one day you're going to meet, have a romantic dinner, and go back to the hotel room and start clapping cheeks, it's not going to happen. That is a simp. A simp is you got it in your head that you're giving all this money, which I've seen a lot of people give thousands of dollars to women on the internet, thinking one day they're going to meet and make the beast with two backs. Sorry, that is a simp. Now, if you enjoy their content, like I do Miss You and Scoochans and all that stuff, give them a like, follow, and all that stuff, you know, that's not a simp. That is enjoying the content. I am married. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but a simp is giving a lot of money to women on the internet thinking that they're going to be their girlfriends. That's a simp.
This is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad. Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
Nope.
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
Yes, it makes you stupid. It makes you dumb. It makes you get yourself arrested for doing stupid shit because your woman can't shut her fucking mouth. and you think that shit's lying with gold, so you go up there and pick a fight because she ran her mouth to two dudes and you get your fucking ass whooped. Or you pull a gun out and shoot and now you're going to jail over a piece of ass. It ain't worth it. If you love your woman and some dude's messing with her and you stand up, that's different. But if your woman's running her mouth being disrespectful and get your ass kicked, that is not your woman.
The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself.
Yeah.
There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open.
Now, I have fell trap for this before with the tomato sauce thing. I don't know what it is. I loosened it up for her, I swear. I loosened it and she finished it. But yeah, it don't take much to help out. If you're in a store, guys, and if you're there shopping and you see somebody struggling to get something off the top shelf, it don't take nothing. Like, here you go, ma'am, sir. Even guys, you know, you got short guys. You got the short kings around here. Or the older our older generation that can't quite move or stretch like they used to. It don't take much. I do it all the time. When I go to the store with my wife, which is I hate going to the store because I usually spend more money because I see stuff I want and I like to eat and I like the sweets. So I try to stay out of that area. But she's like, "You want cookies?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, yeah, okay." But if I'm there and I see somebody struggling, or some little lady picking up a big thing of water, I'll throw it in her cart for her. Like, "Here you go, ma'am. Have a nice day." Now, the kill the dragon thing, yes. My goal to leave this world is to die in battle and go to Valhalla. I know it's unrealistic, but yeah.
There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband was reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden, but towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and/or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you and love you.
And at the end of the day, that's all we want. Again, I'm a man. And a lot of them guys that are trying to act tough on the internet about that, yeah, deep down, I know you're a softie, 'cause I am. And here's my advice to men: learn to do things with your hand. Because one day, all this will collapse, and you need to learn to build. You need to learn to survive. I have spent a long time in the trade. I do it now. When I first started out, I couldn't build anything to save my life. Now I can pretty much, all the way down from digging out the foundation, laying the concrete, laying the everything, on up to HVAC. I can build a house. I can replumb, I can plumb, I can wire, and it will stay up forever. And I learned that over many years. And plus, I do know the technology stuff. I can fix the cars. It's my advice to the young bucks coming up: you don't need college. College is a scam. Yes, we do need doctors, lawyers, blah, blah, blah. But we need tradesmen. We need people that can weld. Welding is becoming a big thing. If you want to be a traveling welder right now, you can make 90,000 starting out almost. If you go to a decent trade school and you don't even learn how to weld. You don't even go to trade school. Just find somebody that knows how to weld and let them teach you and practice. That's how I learned. I used to do structural welding. I never went to school in my life to learn how to weld. I just learned and I got good at it. And I was structural welding for quite a few years. That's my advice to you.
And rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That, and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying?
Not when you get this old, you don't.
So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know, am I
I wasn't expecting that at the end. Hell yeah, brother.
correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe-on-Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
Well, Miss Yu, since you asked, here has always been my dream. I think I was born in the wrong era. I am more adept being away from people, to living in the woods, in a cabin. But the way society is now, I must make money to survive, to buy food, and blah, blah, blah. And my wife is a little bit more city-fied than I want. And so I've been trying for years to convince her to sell everything, sell this house, and buy some land straight out with money and just live off like that. Rain collection, all that jazz. But then again, I do like it's like a split. I do like the technology. Again, I'm on the internet, I'm on the computer. I play video games. It gives me something to get out of my head. I like music, this and that. You can have it both, but it's harder nowadays. But when first people started plotting out their land, you can just build your cabin. Yeah, it was rougher. I probably wouldn't survive with the medical issues I'm having now, but I would have been probably a little bit more happier back then. But then I also think about traveling. I would love to go to Japan one day. Nah, probably won't happen. I was training for strongman because there's over in Scotland, Ireland, there's this thing called the Denny Stones. It's a feat, a strongman feat, that if you do it, your name gets wrote down in history and is there forever. I was training for that. So, yes, I have mixed. I'm complicated. I am very complicated. I'm good with solitude and living off the land, but then again, I do like it both ways. People say I do talk good to people. I'm sociable. I make people feel comfortable. When I ran some service, I used to sell service. And got pretty good at that. I'm adaptable, let's say that. But no. My fantasy is pretty much how this is laying out, just without having to have neck surgery. But here I am. And keep moving forward with it. So yes, that was Miss Shoe on Head talking about what is the average male fantasy. And, this is how it goes nowadays about, the male loneliness and all that stuff, because apparently a man cannot be happy. Apparently a white man cannot be happy no matter what they do. But she did a pretty good job. I like Miss Yu. And again, go check her out. Go show her some love. Like, subscribe to her channel and all that stuff. And I hope I didn't make that awkward on some of the things I said. So Miss Yu. Have a good day. Everybody, be good, be safe, be awesome. And until next time.